Hey guys, so we did get a lot of new information for Alpha. Alpha hit. There's a ton of data mining. I don't have the energy to go through all of it. We're probably going to go over the Evoker talent tree, and that's it. I have to check with a few people because my account is still flagged for Shadowlands beta. So I don't know if that means I'm going to get into this once it becomes beta or not, but there's been a giant philosophy shift in Blizzard, not just when it comes to this testing, because they were asked I think point blank by, I think either Towley or Mr. GM, was like, hey, we've had a lot more time with past testing. Do you think you're still going to be able to hit that 2022 mark? And they're like, yeah, we'll be able to hit it. This was in development before Shadowland launch. Like, it's less of a, oh, will we hit it, and more of a, oh, is it time? And the answer is yes. It's been 2 years, and I think it's time. So we're going to do targeted testing to be able to get it out faster. So we're going to do it one zone at a time instead of leaving people to just, releasing one zone, then the next, so you can play through both and all that. We're just releasing one zone. We're having you play through it. We're having you tell us what's going on and how that goes. Sorry, had to take care of something really quick. But, as this week comes to an end, we will be going over Evoker. The new philosophy is really great. It's a new philosophy in a lot of things. There's so much changing. Raids are changing. And, there's something really important that was mentioned in an interview. It's something that's been mentioned since BFA. It's something that Raiders really wanted. I can't think of poop loot out the poop shit. No, not poop loot, group loot. It's back. Everyone's like, oh my god, this is so bad, and other people are like, Master Loot's returning. So, from the sound of it, we need to be very clear. Ian did not say that Master Loot is returning. He said that Group Loot is returning. What's that mean? It means need and greed. It doesn't mean one person in charge of everything, right? Because that's what people are kind of taking this to mean. We're not getting Master Loot back, but we are getting a pretty damn good alternative. And people are like, well, there are some problems with personal loot, but they're not that bad, considering all the negatives that group loot will bring. Listen, if you don't like group loot, when you pug, don't join pug groups that have group loot. If you don't like group loot and you're in a guild and the guild doesn't make you trade pieces, or you just don't trade pieces when they drop anyways, feel free to get together as a raid team and tell your raid leader, hey, we don't want group loot. That's fine. That's all you have to do. Meanwhile, personally, I really prefer group loot. Oh, but this piece might drop and you won't have anyone that could use it. Highly doubt that. My raid team will have evokers, priests, mage, monk, DK, warrior, paladin. I think we're set on the gear, right? I think we're set on that. I'm ready. I'm ready for a return to group loot. I said since the beginning that this would not work, right? That personal loot was a bad idea because you waste more loot with personal loot, especially with the restrictions that were added in BFA for the item level. That's it. Those restrictions were bad. Not being able to trade someone gear because it procced a higher item level than what I have was bad. Okay? It was awful. I did not like it. The fact that it's getting removed in 5 months is a huge positive. And there were some other things mentioned, but I think mainly what I'm going to cover first, because there's like 10 interviews, man. There's like 10 fucking interviews so far with Ian. And so I'm going to kind of dip out here And just that's there's a lot to come. I want to go over the talents. I want to talk about the next talent trees. They haven't released all the talents. You can only play as a certain number of classes that currently have the talent revamp. But I want to play with those. I want to go over the Drakthir talents because it seems really interesting. There has been some changes in how they view certain talent builds, like Unholy DK right now, and the changes that are going to be coming there. And I think that it's going to be a great time to discuss all this and see how they are actually responding to feedback. Like, this is a new kind of development style, guys. Watcher seems different. So for all of you who are watching the interviews, I want you to watch some of his BFA interviews, right? Watch his BFA interview with Mr. GM, with Preach, with all the other people, and just watch how he responds differently and how he talks differently in those. It seems as though he's much less defensive now, and he's having fun just talking about what's coming. There's no real negative that I personally have seen. Maybe other people are seeing it like, a zone-wide renown as being negative. I don't know. Dragon flying is a really cool-looking system from what we've seen of it. Apparently, it's twice as fast as regular flying, and that's base dragon flying. And you might be able to, how do you know it's as fast as regular flying? The answer is, people have tested it, because Drakthir can use the dragon flying system on a 5-minute cooldown, and one dude went from the top of Mount Hyjal to Dustwallow Marsh 3.5 minutes. Did the same thing with regular flying. It took him about as long as this video is, about 7 minutes. Well, 6 minutes, 30 seconds, something like that. It's fast, but we're going to go over the Drakthir Evoker, and then I'm probably going to chill out because I had to turn my fan off for my mic, and it is broiling in here.